Welcome to the Put Up, everybody. I'm A.K.A. the Wizard, and this is where the untold stories are heard. This is episode 23, our final episode of season 1 before we take a little break for 2 months. I think we'll come back at the end of August after this. But just like every other episode, no exception, today we have an amazing guest with us all the way from New York City. Please welcome to the stage here, Carter Brady Music. How you doing, bro?
Chris, thanks so much for having me. Really appreciate it. Yeah, doing good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a crazy freaking show since we started back, I think like November last year. And yeah, like I said before the show, bro, like everybody that comes on here just kind of finds it at the right time and the energy aligns and then like we connect and make it happen, bro. So here you are, here I am, right?
Here we are.
How's New York today, bro?
It's good. Yeah, it's getting warmer. I mean, we just had Memorial Day, so
Right.
it's
Yeah,
probably
we have like Victoria Day kind of similar to that, like a week before you guys.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it's probably similar weather, I'd say, to you're based in Toronto, right? In Canada. So
It's like left to it an hour, yeah.
okay, cool.
Like pretty much the same thing, yeah.
But yeah, it's been nice weather, honestly. So we're getting into summer, so it's great.
Yeah, and it's been like colder than normal around here at least. Like so far, it's like even today it's still like I'm like first day of June. I'm like, dude, why isn't it 25 degrees yet? You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. We actually, I will, in all honesty, we have had a little bit of that recently too. A lot of rain also. I'm not sure.
Yeah, just like almost monsoonish, right? Like just gray all the time kind of thing. You're like, where's the sun?
Yeah, it's like what happened.
But yeah, I think we're coming out of it. We're gonna have this like nice summer coming up. We got all the new tracks dropping for summer, right?
Oh yeah.
Your album just came out like a couple months back, right?
Believe it or not, it actually came out. It's going to be a year on June 14th, believe it or not, which is kind of crazy.
Well, that's my son's birthday, actually. That's crazy.
Oh, cool.
Nice. Okay, so it's almost a year since that one came out. So you've done a ton of things between there too. I think we're just gonna go all the way back to the beginning and start the interview though, and like tell us where you started making. Like, where's the first time you ever like even played a guitar? You know what I mean? Like your first experiences. It go all the way back to the beginning and tell us how this progressed till now.
Sure. So I started playing guitar when I was about 6 or 7, end of first grade. My mom thought it'd be a cool thing for me to pick up. And so she actually got my elementary school teacher to teach me for a few years. The earliest memory I have is being on my staircase, like in between, you go up between the first and second floor. I had that little
the stairwell thing.
And I was playing Ode to Joy in a songbook with my guitar teacher at the time.
Nice.
So I did for a few years, and then I had a couple other teachers in my hometown. But yeah, it's been for that long, which is crazy. So.
And then, like, what did you do? You got into like bands and stuff after that? Like, once you started learning how to actually play a guitar, right? Like, how did that progress? What did you do after that?
Yeah, so I played in so many bands in high school, like cover bands, started writing in high school as well. And then went to college, started off as a music major. I dropped it after freshman year, but I still did I actually studied jazz guitar in college, kept up with that for 4 years.
Jazz guitar, that's rough, actually. Bro.
Yeah, but I think it's it is rough. It's one of those genres you never fully master, and just
wow. So your hands work really well, or like do you have like arthritis by now? You're like
yeah, it definitely could. Yeah, it's such a workout for sure. But
you learn a lot of theories that a lot of normal people wouldn't. Right?
Oh, definitely. I think jazz, I credit jazz for really shaping my understanding of music. And they do say to an extent, if you know jazz, it makes it easier to kind of dip yourself in other genres. And so it's been great. I really am thankful for that, whether I am performing it all the time or not. I have not even touched my real book in so long, the book called the Jazz Standards.
But you know what? It just kind of it through osmosis or whatever, just kind of becomes part of your style, the way you play or whatever.
Oh yeah.
After that, right?
No doubt. But yeah, from there did jazz guitar in college. I also did some cover bands in college, little original stuff, and then COVID happened. So I actually graduated in 2020, right when that happened.
Right.
But during that time, I came home where we are right now and started writing songs. And I sort of just decided I had released some stuff kind of not officially under my name. And I was like,
Wait, hold
um,
up. COVID was like a trigger for you to like start doing this, like that time period, right?
yeah,
Hearing this, that's why I ask. You know what I mean?
so to clarify, it wasn't, but in terms of what I'm doing, and as I'm
Yeah, yeah.
releasing music as Carter Brady, a solo artist thing, first last name. That's what started wanting me to sort of just do it on my own because of the fact that we're in COVID and it was harder to form a band, and my college band had sort of dissolved because we were all in different cities. Would have
Oh,
loved to
okay.
keep that going 100%.
So
I
almost like a
might
branding decision or something, right? Like,
Yeah,
okay.
it was a big definitely COVID was a big impact of like the direction I found myself
Hmm.
going in, and what made it so that we're here where we are today. But yeah, I think the reason I'm a solo artist is because of COVID and sort of forcing myself to say, okay, I still want to collaborate and still figure this out, but started to get into a groove with songwriting, and I really found a love for building a rock song, sitting down and recording, arranging the parts, and that's something I just found so much love for. And 2020 to 2025 now, I've just been doing that since.
Yeah,
So,
like tons of songs, right? I went
oh
down
yeah,
that list and saw them like multiple albums since that period of time, right?
oh
That's why I
yeah,
asked because I was like, I only see stuff from back about that time, right? But it's like,
yeah.
okay, so it's almost like me, bro, because I only started releasing music like last year, right? But I've been playing since I was a child, like on stages throughout my youth, like all kinds of stuff. I gotta put up episode you can go see actually and hear all about it.
I'd love to hear your stuff too. So
Yeah, it's on there, so you can go see it.
awesome.
And yeah, everybody watching today, thanks for showing up and coming and watching. And make sure you go back and watch all the other epic episodes like this too. And today, like, share, and subscribe below here. And all of Carter Brady's links are down there so we can like connect you guys with that music and everybody can hear you, bro. So
Yeah.
yeah, describe to everybody your style or sound and what makes it stand out because it is like this classic sound kind of, right?
Yeah, so I definitely like all types of rock and emulations of it. Like I love the Beatles and all that, but I would say since about 20, well, since Shopping Cart came out, really, I just really tried to start leaning into like the 90s nostalgic, melancholic sort
Yeah,
of
the
sound and
classic
like,
stuff to me.
oh yeah, the classic stuff,
I'm
exactly.
hearing Our Lady Peace and that like era of like the classic rock band, like 4 piece, 5 piece kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
Tell
definitely.
everybody about the fake band thing at the first, because you had like the one man band thing going on before that, right? Kind of thing.
So I Blue Reverb, the album before Shopping Cart released in 2021, that was me and a bunch of people like that I just collaborated with. I'd be like, hey, you want to play on this song? It was a friend from growing up. Hey, you want to play on this
Yeah,
song? So there was no band, even though it was a full band. And then, session
that's
drummer,
cool, man.
my
That's so
producer got a
unique.
guy to play seven on it. And so he was like, oh, let me find he was like, I came to him and I said, hey, I'd love to play my first show in New York City. Like, can you help me form a band? He was like, great. And so he put me on a thread with a bunch of people. He ended up not being able to do the
So
gig. And
cool.
so his buddy was like, I'll fill in. And he's been the drummer ever since. So that's what came to having a official full band. Cause as you know, like I'm a solo artist, but I have
Right.
a full band sound, which not a lot, I would say not a lot of people decide to go on that route because it gets a little
And I
confusing,
read
but
that, right? I
yeah,
read that you were like masquerading as a band right on your website, right? It's part
yeah,
of the trick. It's part of the whole idea.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I love that whole idea of the whole thing. So yeah, it's like this classic nostalgic type like 90s sound baked into like rock and roll music. But it's kind of like pop flairish too a little bit, right? Like there's not
Yeah,
like crazy synths or elements that you'd see from like beat making and stuff in it today. Like not
no.
that kind of like new age, but it's like still got that modern kind of rock to it, right?
Oh,
It would
yeah.
sit right there on the radio beside everything else, and it would just kind of have a spot there with it, you know? It's perfect kind of like laid back music like that. Especially the first one we're gonna hear in just a little bit. I won't even tell the people yet about it. We're gonna get into
Surprise.
first of them. How do you get like inspiration for your music? Like, where do you get ideas for like what you're gonna write?
Yeah, so I would say, I'm very much a music first person. I always had been like lyrics and singing. I started taking vocal lessons. All that stuff came later. So I've always been just thinking in a guitar music sense and just like everything
I
I've
feel like
learned
you're
from
sitting
there.
there with a guitar like all the time almost if you're not like doing something else, right?
Oh
for
yeah,
for
for
your hand.
sure. Yeah, whenever I write a song, the inspiration honestly just comes from just like the core group of like bands that I listen to and have grown up listening to: Foo Fighters, Nirvana, the Beatles, Smashing Pumpkins,
Right.
Oasis, Goo Goo Dolls, all those bands and more. Obviously, like the new bands too, like Mama, Soccer Mommy, Mac DeMarco, Tame Impala, even. Like, the list goes on and on. Like, you know, I like to listen to a lot of music. I'm just a fan of music, and I just want to find a way to emulate and then find still a way to make it unique at the same time and
Like,
add my
pay
two.
homage to all those artists or whatever as you get to listen to them, you get to play them too, kind of thing, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, it mostly starts with a guitar. Sometimes it could be a bass. I do take drum lessons. I've never started a song with drums. I've only played drums on a handful of my releases, but
Taking drum lessons right now? Like, literally?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, so that's been really fun because I was always self-taught, but like I was pretty terrible. I still am not great, but
Time
like
to actually know what to do, right? Like,
yeah, that's exactly right. I just want to know enough so I can play on a song that is easy enough for the I have a part, because I'm all about serving the song. Like, don't, you know, I don't want to be like, I'm not trying to be that someone. It's like, oh, I want to play on this, but like I'm not good enough to do it. And it's like just finding that middle
just
ground
get
and
a
like,
guy, you know, if you got to.
yeah, yeah.
It's just
But
how it works in the studio. You know what I mean? If you can't do it yourself, we got to have somebody that's going to do it. That's it, right?
yeah.
Or
And
learn
my
how.
my
Take a
drummer in
lesson.
my band is you know, he's very proficient and like I always go to him, obviously. But yeah, it's
No, but
usually
I see it
guitar.
in your music videos, right? Like where you're sitting at the kit playing, and it looks like you're proficient at it too, right? It's cool because I play all the different instruments myself too, like the
Oh,
drums that
awesome.
you hear in my music I've played, kind of thing, and it's just like the same kind of thing, right? It's amazing to see once in a while, you know?
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay, so walk us through like the process of like making a song from idea to completion. Like, how does that actually go?
Yeah, sure. So, like I said, like definitely most of the time start with guitar. Like it's honestly, to put it into simple terms, it's usually like I'll play a riff that I like and maybe like a melodic idea comes in. It's usually the chorus or something. And then I'll just start jamming with myself. And the vocal line or melodic phrase could be very, very like mumbly. And you know, a lot of people do this. And then like I'll record myself for a few minutes on voice memo, which I have so many. It barely loads now on my iPhone. And then I'll just record it and I'll save it. And sometimes it's easier to get it finished if in one sitting. Sometimes I'll come back to it later if I can't.
Man,
Um,
I lose them. I lose those
Me
damn notes
too.
all the time.
It's so hard to keep track of it all. Yeah. But yeah,
That's
it's really
pretty good,
fun.
right?
Usually just like that simple. And then I think once that idea is formulated, I'll kind of sit down, record the rhythm track, and then in that moment spontaneously, I'll start building the song out, adding lead guitars,
Okay.
octaves, then
So
the
you're
bass.
doing it all yourself, like right there in a room kind of thing. You're not like going to a studio somewhere and like having it
No,
recorded for
where
you.
I'm sitting right now for this interview, I've done the majority.
Let's have
Shopping
a look.
cart was pretty much done. Just the
Okay.
guitars, bass, vocals. I do record drums, like my drummer Sam in my band. Like he has a studio north of here.
Right. I
A
even
little,
say that to artists, right? It's like that one thing that you need to have a proper room to record is the drums because of the size of space that it has to have to sound good, right?
oh yeah, for sure. There's so many
Other
things
things
that
could
go
be in
into
a
it.
tiny room like this.
Yeah.
Or that room that you're in right there. Like as long as you treat it properly and just get baffles up in the way for vocals so that there's not crazy echoings going on, stuff like that. Like I
Oh
got extensive treatment around me that you can't see on camera here, but yeah,
yeah.
as long as you have something like that for vocals and things, a little room like that can work. It's a perfect little place, right?
Oh,
We'll get
100.
a little bit more into like the technical details a little bit later in the interview, though.
Cool.
Next we're gonna take a music break. I think we're gonna hear your first track. It's called "We're Talking." It's actually a music video, right?
Yeah, it's a music video.
Tell the people about this track and like how it is.
Sure. So I recorded it. I was down in Nashville, living there, just getting like a year master's in marketing. And so, like at the end of the program, I was just sitting in my bedroom, and I wrote this on acoustic. And to be honest, it's kind of like a fake love song, just because I was like, sometimes I like to do that. And so, like, it doesn't have like super deep meaning, but like the premise is like, okay, like it's this couple that I imagine was basically talking for the first time after breaking up in a relationship, and you know it had been rough around the edges, and so they finally get back together and start talking to each other, hence the title. And so like while they finally came to terms, like it still hurts, and like those underlying emotions, like I say in the chorus, to terms it hurts. And so like I think I still found a way to make it feel like something, and I still feel it when I perform it every night, whether it's happened to me or not. But I eventually decided to make it into a full-on rock track, and about a year later I came and sat right here and recorded that, and then got the band to play on it. And
Yeah, I call it like a surfer track or something, like that kind of like happy vibe with it though. It's great.
For sure. Definitely wanted it to be very, even though it's got that lyric thing, there's a
Right.
juxtaposition. I wanted it to be very happy. I recorded it on acoustic a half step below, and I was like, no, this has got to be like the album opener, upbeat, happy. And so I did just that. And then the music video is my very good friend Nico and his girlfriend, just like aesthetic B-roll shots
Right,
of
the
them.
whole
Like,
thing. I remember watching it
yeah.
earlier. It's like a couple, then it goes back and forth, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So,
All right, well, we're gonna roll it. Let's let the people see it. Roll
awesome.
that.
1, 2, 1, 2. Fell through the sky and found myself, taking so long to be yourself, reaping the words I really felt, but it's too late.
Welcome back to the Put Up, everybody. I'm A.K.A. the Wizard, and we have Carter Brady to my left here today. And what you just heard is his first song there, We're Talking. Or saw, rather. Say another word about that track, bro.
Yeah. I think I just wanted it to be really like a big, big guitar rock power anthem song, just to really start off that record, Shopping Cart, on a upbeat note, but
It is
also
a
just
title record too, right?
it's not
Is it
got
title record?
Shopping Cart as a song title, but Grocery Store this is a concept track on
Hey,
the
that's
album.
crazy, yo. I
Yeah.
like the whole idea. You know what we got to get is like some kind of shopping cart merch. You know?
Yeah, I've got a ton of it. If you want some, I can send it to you. Yeah.
Yeah, like I want a
I've got
physical
shot
shopping cart.
glasses, t-shirts, everything. Oh yeah, I went all out.
Yo,
But
okay. Interesting.
yeah, shopping carts, like essentially like the idea of like, okay, like all the grocery items are the songs and putting them into a shopping cart. And when you go to a grocery store, everything's different that you're getting. And so I wanted the album to be coherent and still sound together, but I wanted it to really showcase my love of music styles, kind of ranging all across the board, but still being rock. And so yeah, I just thought it was cool.
Concept's
Like,
so deep. That's
and
amazing.
a lot of people call me Cart as a nickname, like Carter, short for Carter's Cart.
Yo.
So it's
Oh
got
my
both
God.
of them in there, but
You did that on purpose.
I did. Yeah.
No, I'm thinking of that because the guy White Line that I work with, I was telling you about, right? He did the album there, and the whole thing was like a receipt bill for like a meal, and all the track titles were
Oh,
like
wow.
adding up to the total of the bill or whatever, right? Same kind
That's
of thing, almost, just a different
mind
idea,
blowing.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just made me think of that when I heard that. That's crazy, bro.
Wow.
Amazing. The depth you guys go to as like the presenters of this art, man. Just it shocks me every time. I can't think like that. I'm more of like the engineer technical side behind the scenes guy, you know? I'm not conceptualizing that deep thought thing all the time. I'm too simple, bro. But yeah, let's hop back into the interview with challenges. What's been the biggest challenge that you've come up against so far, releasing music, being in the industry with your career here?
Yeah. No, that's a great question. I think one challenge that this year that I had to deal with was just, given the live show scene in New York City. It's a pretty competitive market. I've been very fortunate to get gigs, but the one challenge I did face was I was supposed to have a gig on March 20th at Brooklyn Made, which is a pretty decent sized venue. Like it's 500 max. And like it would have been definitely a big milestone gig for our band. But it shut down like basically like 3 weeks before the show we got booked. And like it was one of those things like, what are you gonna do? Like such bad luck, really kind of sucks. And like I had to tell my band and like
Yeah,
I was
so
like, "Fine."
walk us through that a little bit. Like, were tickets sold for the show already? Like, how
So everyone
promoters?
got
Like,
reimbursed, thankfully. The
okay,
venue reached out to everybody that had purchased a ticket and they ensured that everybody would get their money back. But given the show is canceled, we're like, not that we're gonna not survive, like it'll be fine. But it was like, well, I knew that this was going to be the first show. We had the 5-piece. I wanted to get the band and the audience hyped for 2025. And so I was like, what do I do? I had already reached out to all these people. So thankfully I just reached out to a ton of other venues, and literally
yeah,
in the
knowing
subject
them,
line
right?
was like Brooklyn Made show canceled. And just like led with that. And then I just reached out to these venues, and thankfully this other place in Williamsburg, Union Pool, had us for that same date and just basically
Shout out to
transferred the
them, bro.
bill. Shout out to Union Pool, absolutely. So
Yeah, man.
that was really fun. I'd never played in Brooklyn before, and that was the whole thing. I've done so many shows in Manhattan, still gonna play more there, but wanted to break into the Brooklyn scene, just given there's so much great indie rock there. And so it ended up working out because I was persistent and I did not, get discouraged, and I just kept reaching out to venues and following up, and thankfully it worked out. And now we really have a nice springboard into the year and just planning more shows.
Yeah, an interesting story too, right? Like,
Yeah, I know. Like, and who knows why it closed down too? I mean, all the venue stories.
man.
Like, I don't even know what happened, but
It's funny you say that because okay, I was looking at like playing a place for $75 an hour or something, Friday nights, couple hours a week or whatever. Place closed down last week, same thing. Bro, the place is gone. Like the place just shut down, they didn't pay the rent, it's over. Like it was a brewery. It had like giant freaking, you know what I mean? Like you would assume millions of dollars worth of flow through that company, right?
yeah,
And it just, yeah, boom, shut down, bro. No job. Sorry. How does it happen? I don't even get the
I
economy,
don't
bro.
know.
It's in a touchy place right now. You know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean?
mean, the rents are, I think a lot of it, especially in the New York market, and I'm sure Toronto and just
Dude,
Canada.
I think it's happening everywhere the same way,
It
right?
is. Oh, for sure. LA, anywhere that has the music scene, like it's just you can't withstand the rent that they're charging. And it's like,
You know the one thing though? We have the one saving grace as entertainers that even if the world goes to shit, people still want to be entertained right until that last bitter end, bro. They could have nothing. They're giving you their last money to see that show.
that is so
You know what
true.
I mean? We'll
Yeah,
have
yeah.
parties right up until the bitter end. It's all good, guys. You know what I
You
mean?
know, it just did something. All American Rejects had some like funny
Yeah,
thing where,
bro. Yo.
did you see that? Yeah, like they just
Amazing.
they ripped a ton of like awesome house parties. Like I want to do a house party now this
Let's
summer.
do a
Like,
house party. Me and you, bro. We'll do an
yeah,
international house party somehow. Yo, I
let's make
swear.
it
Yo.
happen.
Yes, I saw that. Somebody asked me about it. They were like, "You saw that, right? Like, you freaked out about that, right?" I was like, "Yeah, I freaked out about that, bro, for sure." You
Yeah.
know, because it's like the anarchists of music industry. They're doing it all on their own. It's like this self-represented thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's what I
they're
stand for. That's
doing
what
it.
the put up stands for. Everybody stands for now. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
amazing.
definitely.
Okay. So, like, on the flip side, that was the hardest thing. You lost a show, right? Which is like amazing. I've never had the biggest challenge be that just like can even play. You know what I mean? That's nuts. So on the flip side of that, though, like what's been the biggest success you've had so far as an artist?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think like, you know, when I play shows, like I think it's taken some time for my audience to continue growing, and I think like I'm very fortunate that my core audience is very loyal. The people that are coming out to these local shows, and I think last November we had our highest grossing. Sorry, I can't speak. Highest ticket sale margin
Nice.
to date, and so I think it was just cool. Like during that one of the last songs of that show, I saw people in the crowd singing lyrics to my songs, and that was definitely that made just a huge
That
meaningful
connection
impact
thing,
on
like
me.
they've now obviously gotten it, right?
Yeah, 100%. So I think just that feeling of realizing, wow, people actually know the lyrics to my songs and it's really hitting them somewhere, and it's just like building
Interesting.
that community. I think it's really special. So like whether my songs are, I'm doing fine like where I am, but like even if they're not like a million streams or viral on TikTok, like those little things, because they matter, and they honestly oftentimes mean more and feel more impactful to you. So that was a great feeling for sure. And just like, other things with shopping cart, I've been very fortunate to have. Like I did break into the top 100 on the college radio charts, did a little radio campaign last year. So that was pretty cool.
I remember reading that on your website, right on the front there, I think, right? There's a
Yeah,
huge
yeah,
section, guys. You can go to his website down below and just read all about tons of names that you've worked with, right?
yeah, that
Dude,
too.
you know all those people?
Yeah, I mean, I have been fortunate to work with all those
Man.
people.
Yeah, that's a wild list, guys. I was
Yeah.
like, what? Okay.
And a lot of it, as I mentioned before we got on the stream, is just a lot of it is just me not caring what people think in terms of, okay, as long as you send a very polite, personable message, they don't respond, all good. And if they say no, it's like the worst that they can say is no. And so like people like Lori Goldston, the In Utero Nirvana touring celloist,
Right.
I reached out to her about a year and a half ago asking if she wanted to play on a song, Invincible, actually, which we'll hear soon. And she said yes. And she was like, I don't do this very often for people, but
Well, people don't probably approach her too often either like this,
yeah,
right? Nobody
totally.
has the balls to just go and send an email like that even. That's
Yeah.
crazy, bro.
And I think part of it's just my marketing background and just like kind of getting, it's not that I'm a salesperson, but like you kind of are as a musician and for all
You
of
are.
us as content creators. So
Yeah.
it's
Everything
all
we're
built
doing
in.
right now is sales even. You know
It
what I mean?
is. Yes, for
So
sure. So,
That's
but yeah, it's
crazy to
been really
think about.
fun. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so like I said we were gonna get to it earlier. The tools and techniques you rely on to bring your ideas to life. We'll get a little more technical now. What do we use to actually record with? Like your software, your mic setups, like what are you actually doing over there?
Yeah, so I'm like, I'll be honest, like I'm pretty basic as far as like my recording setup. I use an Apollo Twin interface. I have a TLM
Hey,
102 mic,
2 channels.
2 channels. That's it. Because
Okay.
I don't actually, to clarify, I don't officially mix my stuff. I have somebody else do it, but I pre-produce and arrange and I'm
Mm.
proficient in recording everything, the guitars, bass, vocals, and I have plugins because I like to, for the demos that I share with the producer, the band that's helping me pick what songs for a record.
Yeah,
I
that's
want to
really
sell the song to them. So like I know how to pan stuff and I know how to get a baseline mix and add some EQ compression. But when
so
it
you're
comes
kind of
to
doing
like,
some yourself first before anybody hears it even kind of thing,
oh
right?
yeah, and I want to make sure like the vocals are perfect, like the guitars. I'm a little OCD, but
You
like
tune it all yourself too before you give it to anybody?
I don't. I try to
No?
just get it right,
Okay.
the performance
Or
itself.
just going at it until you have it kind of thing, right?
And I still am guilty. Like shopping cart, there are definitely some spots for sure that like I had to have tuning. And honestly, a lot of people do that, but like I get it to
I
as
tune
good
stuff
of a
all
spot.
the time, bro.
Yeah, yeah. But
You
I
tune
do what I
vocals that
can.
aren't even sung. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you just accept it at a certain point. You throw in the towel and say, "Hey, it's not. I can't get it any better. It's just you're ready to move it over." But yeah, I do a lot of that stuff here, and then um, I record vocals, all that stuff, and then I will send it off to someone when it's ready, and
Nice.
I will
So
do the
who is it?
drums
Let's
and
shout them out
bass.
right on here. Who mixes your shit?
So Sammy
Oh,
Wags,
that's
my
amazing,
drummer,
man.
mixed it, believe it or not, for
Oh
Shopping Cart.
gosh.
So it was all in house, which was great. Joe
Amazing.
DeGiorgi did Blue Reverb, who is somebody that I've been working with since high school. I did like an EP in senior year
It
with the
sounds
band.
phenomenal. That's why I asked. I was like, yo, all this stuff sounds
Thank
like top
you.
notch, top quality. Yeah.
I appreciate
Great
it.
stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, I try to work with a lot of people, because I think the reason I haven't taken the time to learn how to really professionally mix and master my songs, even though it would save me a lot of money, is
That's important,
because I want to prioritize
right?
the songwriting process
Yeah, like
more.
where are you gonna do it? When are you gonna do it?
Yeah, because
That's
that
the
it
thing, right?
takes years to get to yourself to a point, and it's not impossible. And I do want to do that eventually. But right now, while I'm in my 20s and my output of songwriting has been high, and I'm just really in a groove with it, I want to sort of prioritize that and and it just makes it more collaborative to work with producers too.
Well,
And
and
they
I
always
see
have
it from the other end, right? Where I mix stuff all the time, and as a result of that, I don't put a lot of music out or write music a lot and do all the other side of like artistry, right? So it's like if you're doing all the artistry stuff, you don't have time to sit there and mix it like I do. You know what I mean? Like it's just
no,
not possible. The time isn't in a day. You work a job too, like a career on the side kind of thing, right? It's like we all have these things, and it's like, no, you gotta pick one. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Being
definitely
able
do.
to do it all is great, right? But then like you still have to be one or the other at any point in given time, right?
You
It's crazy.
definitely do.
Managing all of that stuff as an independent artist. It's crazy.
It's a lot. It is a lot, but I love it too much to stop. So
Yeah, it's
I'm very
part
lucky. I love it.
businessman, right? Part businessman, part artist, part creator, part financial, part all every little aspect, right?
Yeah,
I just commend you for being able to keep going with that, especially doing like all of the like the live stuff that you do, managing that for yourself and your band and all that on top of all that, right?
yeah.
Being the guy that like does all the deals. There's no manager between all that, right? Like
No, and I've been in the last couple months like for sync licensing and like just even just looking at labels just to know more about it. I have like this A&R guy I met on a third party platform where you send
thank
songs to
God.
get sync licensing. And I pay him a little bit and like he's very affordable because he like just clearly just like had really I'm very lucky he likes what I do. And so he's like, I really am invested in you as an artist. And so like I'm just love doing it. And it sounds like he's been
That's
in the
amazing.
industry for a while. So like he lives in London and I just get up at 8 a.m. before the office. I have to go into the office at 9 and I'll check in with him every now and then. But otherwise, other than him, it's my parents or my managers, honestly, which like they do say don't have family be too like close with decisions. It's not necessarily ever that crazy, but like they give me so much advice and I'm very fortunate that they support my
To have
both my
somebody in your
career
corner
and
helping, right?
oh
Like,
yeah, for sure.
yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so like, and it gets done. That's what I was gonna say is like a lot of the artists that I know, they're not going around and playing as often as you, right? They're putting out music and albums and stuff online, but it's not like they're out there like playing every weekend kind of thing too, right? To actually like, yeah, it's that next stage of like becoming that artist that's like just touring around doing that thing all the time kind of thing, right? It's a wild
Yeah,
thing, bro.
it's a lot. Like I could if I
And
had
like the
wanted to.
transition. right?
Yeah, it's a lot. Like that whole transition of deciding to quit your job and then go, let's say after Shopping Cart came out, I told my band, guys, are you committed to be all in and basically go on a 6-month tour, all planned by ourselves? I could have done that, but it's like, and maybe it would have helped get streams or build an audience for sure, but
I
it's
don't
all a
know, man.
risk, And I
Yeah.
think I'm sort
So
of
do
at
you
the
have
point.
plans to do that?
I think my mindset is like if something like I'm released, so I'm actually released, or I'll wait until the end to say, but I have new music coming out. And so like when that time comes, like if something I promote on TikTok did go viral, let's say, and there was enough social proof and audience growth in that time period that
Mm.
showed that I had the potential to really do well in the small regional tour market of going out and doing like a leg on the East Coast, I 100% would do it.
You're a
Uh,
marketing guy too, right? So you get those metrics and understanding like velocities and seeing those little trigger points to make a decision like that too,
Oh,
right?
yeah, for
That's smart.
sure. I'm still learning
That's
so
smart too.
much, but yeah, I'm not like 100%, but I definitely am very lucky to have that mindset,
Yeah.
as an artist to think like that and just do what I can to sort of keep myself very organized and realistic, but also take risks when it seems the right time.
Yeah,
So
amazing. All right, well, we're gonna hear your second track here or see it again. It's another music video, right? It's
yeah,
called
another music video.
Invincible. Tell everybody about Invincible, bro.
This one, yeah, this one's definitely a bit more moody, soulful. I definitely was
Yeah,
thinking Nirvana, Foo Fighters mashup. So if you know
Nirvana.
Everlong, Foo Fighters, I did the drop D,
It's
similar
in
chord
drop D,
progression.
right? I have a song that I wrote actually, and it right away when I heard it, I was like, "Oh my god, it's like my song." You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'm glad to
Ah,
hear that, yeah.
yeah,
But
I
it's
love it.
very thank you. It's yeah, it's definitely a ballad, and it features Lori Goldston on cello from Nirvana, so that was cool. I wrote a part for her in the chorus underneath a Mellotron synth. I literally just used a default Logic thing, but the song itself is about, feeling invincible, but that juxtaposition of also while you often feel at your best sometimes you lie to yourself and you actually aren't feeling great. And it's sort of a mental health awareness kind of thing. Like it's okay to not feel okay. And so that's why it's something fake that gets in the way. Like that fakeness is getting in the way of you actually expressing that feeling of not always being great and maybe being in that bad place. And it's okay to be. And I'm very fortunate the songs I write allow me to sort of release that sort of like sometimes more melancholic feeling. And it makes me honestly, it flips and it makes me feel happy. It's a weird thing to describe, but I'm very I love that sound. And honestly, at the stem of it, it's just because I love Nirvana and Foo Fighters. And so I felt like it was a good way to showcase both of those in a song. And I actually play all the instruments on it other than Lori
Nice.
Goldston and my younger brother, Lance. My whole family does do music. They're not as like serious about it,
Straight
but
up
they're all
rant.
very talented. And Lance, my younger brother, sings in the choruses. So I thought that was cool to get every sibling on the record. So 2 other songs feature my sister
Yeah.
and my other brother. So that's a fun fact, but
No, that's cool. Okay, roll it. That's amazing.
Breaking my heart, it's easy for you turning back. Not from the start, it seemed like she was sure with that. So what does it mean to you? I guess it's nothing to you. Just throw it in my face and move along, it's over. You know I feel invincible. You know I feel invincible. It's something fake that gets in the way. It's better not to question the day. Not what I thought. The feeling keeps me up at night. Something I'm not. A melancholic Gemini. So what am I supposed to do? Somehow it takes me to you. That's got stop inside so I don't get left over. You know I feel invincible. You know I feel invincible. It's something fake that gets in the way. It's better not to question the day.
Hey, are you Carter Brady? Yeah, that's me. Can I have your autograph? Sure, why not? Now we're talking.
Welcome back to the Put Up, everybody. I'm A.K.A. the Wizard, and we have Carter Brady with us today. And what the song that you just heard there is called Invincible. And it has, I'll let you say it again. Tell everybody about that track again.
It features Lori Goldston, Nirvana, and Utero touring cellist, who also was in MTV Unplugged. So if you ever watched that show, she's the one in that performance. And then my younger brother, Lance, sang some backing vocals on it too.
Heck yeah. And it's a great track. It's got that dark, moody feel to it, drop D, the classic guitar thing that, like when I sit there just like noodling around in drop D, that's what you hear. You know what I mean? Like something along those lines, like some kind of chord progression, right? Like,
yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so we were going to tell everybody about this. The music videos.
Yeah.
You made a music video for every single song from the Shopping Cart album.
That's right.
Did you film it yourself? Like, how does this? Do you direct them? Do you come up with a storyboard for each one? Like, how does this work? Like,
yeah, so it was a bit nuanced. So like the first one that we ever did was We're Talking, which I did in like December 2023. What's crazy is I did these music videos before the album came out because I wasn't quite sure about the timeline. So I was just, because I love music videos, I had the song structures because we built off these demos, as I mentioned earlier on Logic. And so we were making music videos months before the record. As often, a lot of people do it after.
Yeah, like we're about to, right?
Yeah. But anyway, I did work on that song. And so I had two of them. We're Talking, Grocery Store, the concept track, which we filmed in a grocery store. I paid like a few $100 to the owner and it's someone in our town. They know us. My mom goes there all the time. And so on a Friday night, late night, they stayed open for us and we did it that about a couple weeks after that. But it was different. So those two were directed by this person, my friend growing up, Alex Deland, who I have done music videos before with. He recommended her and was like, this is the first time you're ever going to actually like do a storyboard. And like, I love your songs. Like, let's make sure these videos come out the way we want them to and really convey the song. So those two were done by somebody. And then I actually met someone on Instagram after my first show that was recommended to me by this person, said, hey, I'm not available for this next show, filming the live show, but my friend Kyle can do it. And so we got in touch through a live show video he did. Months later, I was like, hey, I'd love you to do a music video as well, Kyle DeCamp. And he's so talented. And I'm very good friends with him now, and we're very close. And he did the Invincible video, the Go Home video. He
And they're
did,
very artistic. You can tell they're
Instead.
like directed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like he is, he leads the ship and I give him the reins to do a lot of that stuff, but I come to him with the ideas a lot of times. Like
The
he'll suggest
overall like
things.
storyline or whatever, right?
So like sometimes I'll say I co-directed because like it's literally me and him doing it all. But sometimes he does everything and then has a friend join him if they're available to help. So it kind of varies. You can look at the YouTube credits, but all in all, like I'm definitely a big part of it in terms of just like, bringing the ideas to life. And like, there are some videos I did myself. Like I literally just filmed on a camera myself and you can see them. They're definitely more DIY, but like kind of fits with the song, like Suppressed, So Late. Kyle helped film a little, but I edited it all myself. So I love video editing. That's something I also grew up doing.
Oh my God, can you do it for me? I got you work, bro. I got you work all day long, every day from now on.
Sounds good. Send me whatever you got. I'd love to.
I hate video editing, man.
But I'm not Kyle and I'm not like the other person in terms of that level of professionalism, but I do have the experience with cuts and understanding how to put it all together in the timeline. And I love it.
That's what I do, right? Like I literally do the filming and the directing and the editing for like the other artists, right? So I'm like, when it comes to my music, I'm like, who's ever gonna do this for me? Like I'm the guy that does it. Like I gotta be on the camera and off the camera at the same time. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's crazy to me to think about. Yeah, it's hats off to you for being able to do it. Like that's amazing. And that many times over. Like we're about to do that. I think with 12 tracks, I think we've done one so far too. I'm almost done editing the second one, maybe out of 12. So there's 10 more to shoot yet, right? And it's like, yeah, we're about to do that same kind of thing. So it's like,
enjoy the process. It's just so fun in the moment when you're doing it.
Yeah, more like, can we get some video content behind the scenes for people to see as we're like setting up stuff like that?
Get
right?
all that stuff. That's great.
Right.
I did I did a making of shopping cart documentary as well. That's on YouTube. And that's just all the BTS video stuff, which I edited myself. I mean, it's all their footage that they shot in some of mine, but like we would hold the camera in the grocery store and just like point it at ourselves. We went into like the conveyor belt in the back of the
act like I am a piece of groceries on the veil.
Literally did that. Yeah. Held the champagne bottles. Like, have fun with it.
I am a champagne bottle on the rack looking out, like.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I love it. Okay.
But it's fun. And then like I put a GoPro on the shopping cart and I actually used that as a template, put it in slow-mo and literally made a lyric video for all 13 as well, which that was a little excessive because like I ended up making so many videos and like, not that there's actually a thing as oversaturation, but like I told my drummer and he was just like, you're insane. Like, what are you doing here?
What format was it in? Was it 4K footage? Like
a lot of it was. Some of it was like just 1080, but Kyle and Jenna Michelle, the other person that did the other videos, like filmed in 4K. So
dude, how many gigabytes of footage did you have? Like terabytes.
Oh God, when he sends me the WeTransfer, it's like 60.
Guys, this man sends me the video and it's like 5.2 gigabytes, the one that you saw there. I was like, what? How am I getting this?
And that Invincible was actually a VHS. So like someone put it through a VHS tape, which I thought was really cool. As you know, it's 90s grunge, like homage. And so like I wanted it to look like and then we did the aspect ratio 4:3. So it really
like a square on the screen, right?
It makes it seem like you're watching it on that type of TV from the 90s.
Man, it's crazy. But authentic, when you're going for a certain look, you have to do it, right? Like,
oh yeah.
I'll show you this one thing. Like, I'll send it to you later. It's like this thing I saw. My wife went to it. It was like she goes up an elevator with my son. First of all, there's like a hand seat in the elevator or something, and incense burning in an elevator.
Oh,
like,
wow.
What? That's whack, right?
Yeah.
So they get up, and then the elevator opens, and it's like camcorders staring at you. 2 camcorders on like a stack of old school like 80s and 70s TVs, black and white ones, the ones with the dials, like wooden framed ones, like all over. And it's all you on the screen when you walk in because the cameras are looking at you, right?
Wow.
So it's like 15 of you when you look in. You're like, oh shit, right?
That's crazy. That would look really cool.
Music video there.
You could literally do that. That sounds unbelievable.
You could do it. Yeah, I see things in your future if we can find you that place. Straight up.
Yeah, send me the location. I'll be there.
Yo, it's somewhere in Kitchener. Somewhere right near me. Honestly, it's like a physical place. You just walk in, you can shoot it yourself. You know, you just hold a camera when you walk in, right?
That's it.
But yeah, continuing on the interview here, bro. How do we connect with your audience, and how do you make your art relatable to them?
Yeah, so I didn't quite touch on it into the full extent earlier, but like a lot of my songs are very much like self-reflective, but at
Right.
the same time, the themes that I tend to focus on tend to be like, around sort of like while I am working a 9 to 5 job and I'm like, in quotes, like a conformist to society and just living out a normal life, like parts of me,
Yes,
given
bro.
I'm an indie artist, want me to go take those risks and like, what if I didn't do this? And like, I do often, juggle with that because as you know, while I can be full time in both, I think it still has given me these like rebellious feelings that kind of still go into the
It's a yin and a
songwriting.
yang.
And
It's a
so
yin and yang, bro.
I want people to take away, I guess, that, it's okay. I'm in the same boat. Like if you are struggling to navigate life and make those decisions and like feel accepted or do what you want to do in life, know that you're not alone. Maybe I can't solve the problem, but just know that if you listen to my music, you'll feel a relatable sense and be able to resonate with something in there, whether it's feeling lost in this world, wanting to fit in. These are all the song titles. Feeling suppress your emotions, you're suppressing them for whatever reason. Um, Instead's all about like wishing I could live the life of a rock star rather than what I'm living now. And while I am a rock star, there's that whole stereotypical like, kind of like Hollywood mindset that's not quite real, as we know, but like just kind of juggling those ideas has been fun for me to incorporate into music because it's made the songwriting lyric process more personal. It's not just that we're talking fake love songs. It's like it's really hitting home, and I think it does deliver my best work to an extent. And I find that I write better when it's really personal, for sure.
And I see like this huge shift happen since I've been alive, right? There was like the mainstream industry that everybody just kind of watched, and it was kind of separate from life, right? And then it became more so now with the independent realm and everything mixing in. Now it's like we get to experience life with that artist when we go to their show or whatever, right? And so it's like I want everybody to remember, like even when they go and see you up on stage, 500 people watching you play, that dude goes to work every day still. He does that for you. You know what I mean? He does that for you and everybody to have this music come every night for you guys. You know what I mean? That's what I
Yeah.
see. It's like we don't really fully grasp that when you go to a concert. You're like, dude, that guy goes to work every day still up on that stage, but he still comes out here and does this for you. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
crazy to think. It's like another level to human reality or something, It's crazy to think about.
Yeah, I want people to think about that too. And I do lean into that on social media. Like, I do sometimes put like, no one at work knows that you wrote this song or like you wish you
Right.
were up on
Yes.
stage. And it's good to show the relatableness because I think people do connect with something as simple as that because a lot of people either are doing it and you're in your boat or they wish that they were doing that and saying,
Right.
man, I kind of wish I didn't just give up guitar a few years ago. I wish I started this band and kept doing it on the side of my finance or consulting job that's taking up all my time or whatever it
Right.
is.
And to realize that we're all human and that there is no separation between you and I. You know what I mean? You could be up on stage there with me. You don't have to be the audience, right? It could be either or, right? We're not some better human for being up there. So we just go to work just like you. You know what I mean? We have our families, we have our stresses, we have the same kind of things, right? And it's to give that little extra bit of your soul each time you go up there, man. It's amazing. Truly amazing. And what are you hoping people take away from the experience when they like come to your concerts? They leave with what?
I think just a feeling of empowerment of I can do whatever I want and I can do things on my own terms. I don't want XYZ to stop me. And when I say that, I truly mean just passions and things that make you feel happy and fulfilled in life. And I want that to come through because that's something I am expressing in a lot of these songs. And like, why can't I do it? I feel like this, but why can't I do it? And the music itself is very raw and emotion driven. And some of the songs I'm just screaming up there, like still melodically, but like I just do what I can to make people feel inspired after shows. And another thing too is all the band members and I, given my background in jazz, they all do have like a jam band jazz background. We often improvise extended guitar solos, not crazy long, but we will do a reggae breakdown of a verse of a song, or we'll just do something different. And my drummer calls them treats. It's like, okay, what can we do in this show that's new and different than the previous one?
I've been talking to artists about this for the last 10 years. Okay, so there's two different ways to go about this, right? You can do it wrong where you change your song and now it sounds different to your audience and like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Or hear me out. They can do what you do and give each concert something special that nobody else got to have that night. You know what I mean? Without changing your songs. Somehow. Don't ask me how, right? But that's the key right there, is providing something to that live person that the guy on the internet can't get.
100%. Keep it refreshing for yourself too. Like, not that I don't enjoy playing the song exact, but it's fun if you're playing these songs that are maybe your old to continue doing something new and different. And your audience will notice it too and be like, oh, that was cool. Like, whatever they did.
It's literally all for the amazing.
You have to,
right? Providing that experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay. So like, what projects are you working on right now? What's next for you?
Yeah, I've got a lot
involved with this, right? Like,
yeah, no, it's honestly, I have so much stuff. I'm really excited about it. It's one of those things, like I really don't know how to like go about, like, I have a rough idea for sure of like release schedule and things. But my plan is I have a lot of rock renditions of popular songs. Shake It, or sorry, not Shake It Off. We said that earlier. That's why I have August by Taylor Swift, a rock rendition of that. Imagine by John Lennon, a bunch of stuff like that. While a lot of people are, basically a lot of cover songs, but just adding like a rock, because I did research and I was like, no one's released a rock version of a lot of Taylor Swift songs, like a grunge rock version, particularly like distorted buzz. Yeah.
What do you play? Only your music at every show, or do you do some cover songs too when you play live?
We do some cover songs. Like I know a lot of like the 90s, 2000s stuff, but like usually we keep it originals. And that's what's been great about the New York live scene is like they really allow you to, as long as you're getting ticket sales. But we'll throw like Everlong by Foo Fighters. That had been like our end to a lot of shows for a while. There's a song by Mama.
I'm always interested to hear this because it's like the artists that are gonna go up on stage, they're always like, oh shit, how am I gonna like make it through a set or whatever? And it's like you don't have to just play your own stuff. Right?
Yeah.
You can throw things that you love in there your own way and like make it a thing, you know?
Totally.
The concert we're about to do actually on June 21st, me and my wife, is going to be like half cover songs. Because she doesn't have her own, she has one cover song out right now for her artistry, right? I write all my own music, but then on her side, it's like covers. So it's like, how do we make cool renditions for her to do live? And then I can do my own songs and stuff in a couple of covers that I've done, right? But it's like, yeah, you want to be able to just like play what you want to play, right? Don't be locked into either or of those things, right?
Yeah, and I'm lucky. I have the luxury, like I get to perform with other people too outside of my band. Like I have someone that I've known since high school in a band with her, and like she and I will play duet solo performances where she's the one singing most of the lead vocals. She's got an amazing voice, and I'll just play like, what is it? Sister Golden Hair, and like, just all the like that kind of stuff, like some country all summer long, like things like that. And I'll just play guitar, sometimes sing. And so like we'll just go play at a brewery, and like that's just a really fun gig too. So I mix it up. I mean, I still definitely focus on what we've talked about, which is like first last name solo project with the band fronted and doing that thing really seriously. But it's fun to have the other stuff as well.
Dude, I gotta find a band. Like that's my other thing for me is like I have the solo act going on too, but it's like I'm just by myself. I got an MPC if I want a band, you know what I mean? So it's like I gotta find real players to play some of my music too, just like that. That's the same. How did you find a band? You just knew them, right? Like growing up kind of thing.
This band, believe it or I've been in bands like that, like, but this band that I've been playing with, like,
you assemble these guys now, like
it was literally an email. It's crazy. My drummer that played on Blue Reverb 7 songs, who knew Joe DiGiorgi, who I'm working with on the next record, actually, he helped me get in touch. And then Matt Graff, I reached out to separately. Hey, I'm looking to put a band together to play Barry Electric in September 2022. And he was like, yeah, I have some guys in mind. Like, I'll throw us on a thread. And then these are the guys that I've stuck with. And Matt, who I have performed with, he just couldn't do that show. And so he's like, oh, but my drummer, Sam, who owns the studio with, can play. And so I really hit it off with Sam well. And we're best of friends now. And, it's been the band, that's been the lineup ever since. Sam, Mike, Ryan, and now Bennett, who's on bass. So
it's epic. It's like this. It's like the stars aligned and it just happened. Boom.
It actually was like that. I still can't believe it happened. Like, it really just like, it fell into my lap, and like, they're all so talented, but all such normal, nice guys. They're, like, two of them are 30, Sam's in his late 30s, and I'm 26. So like, I'm the young one, but like, I'm fronting the band. So like but we all have young energy, and it's really great. So
yeah, because like I tell people locally around, I told the story the other day, man. I've literally sat in coffee shops, like interviewing guitarists, trying to find a band. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I've never been able to find like a rock solid team member group situation to like play my songs for me yet to this day. So I mean, like, they're out there.
Find it. You'll
You know
find
what I mean? Yeah, it's just the craziest thing to hear how it works out like that sometimes. Okay, there's hope yet. Everybody, there's hope yet. I love it. You know what, Bill? For now, I'm just gonna do it on my own. I can just front my own whole stage. I take up way too much space most of the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just get some wood pedals, the drum
Yeah.
tracks.
I get up there and own the whole place, bro. We'll host the whole event. We'll get 6 other people up there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But last question here before we end it. How can fans and collaborators support you, get involved with your work? We got all your links and your website and everything down here. Where do you reside online? How can we get a hold of you if we want to work with you? All this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm very active. As I mentioned earlier, I'm very active on Instagram and social media, or
Instagram, right?
TikTok, just social media in general for sure. Right. I post 4 times a day on TikTok and Shorts. Right. So that's where you're going to get a ton of just like unreleased sneak peeks of content, show announcements, more formal stuff on Instagram, Facebook equivalent, just dual post. And then, I update my website, and I am going to start doing like a monthly email newsletter. So anytime I have shows, I actually like have this clipboard right next to me where I'll basically just write out like name, email, what do you want to say to Carter and the band? And then they'll just write, that was great, loved it. Or
it's amazing.
So I'm really trying to also be authentic that way, because as you know, like, that's where you really get the core fans that want to stick around and not just like and scroll and never remember it.
Okay, so here's my word of caution. I don't know who it was. I won't name drop any artist, but it was some artist. They got a bunch of fan mail at a concert or something and left it in the green room, like just didn't care about it.
Yeah.
Don't ever.
No, don't ever do that. Take it seriously.
Like when that stuff comes in, it means a lot to the person that wrote it. You know what I mean? Like, they care more about you than you probably care about you. You know what I mean? So it's like when fans connect with you and give you a piece of paper or whatever, that is important work right there. It's a piece of art to you. Okay.
It is. Yeah. They actually drew a SpongeBob.
This is what I mean. Right.
They drew
exactly.
SpongeBob. They drew, what else did Patrick Star?
I heard that story. I was like, oh my God, they did never do that.
No, 100%. But yeah, and I am actually going to start really launching a Patreon page that I know a lot of people have had success with. Yeah. And, it takes a long time to really build it up, and it's going to be work, but I just feel like it's worth trying it, and that'll have all the unreleased stuff on there. So like things you hear on social media, if you want to hear those in full, they'll be on my Patreon. And I'm just thinking like a $5 a month thing. I don't want to do anything crazy, but that would help support for sure. Just being able to pursue endeavors with projects, and whether it's grants, but that I think would be really cool, and just be able to engage with my audience more. Through that, we'll see what happens, and maybe even just have some advice stuff about the industry and like how to play like a guitars from the 90s, or how to write a song, stuff like that could be cool little courses.
Nice.
So
yeah. Okay, one last question before we go. It wasn't even planned. One piece of advice to give to any new artist that's starting out.
Yeah, I would definitely just say, like, don't be afraid to take the risks that you think are cringy, or don't maybe like you feel a little exposed or vulnerable about it, like anything that you think you want to do, but something's holding you back just because of how you think you'll be perceived by the general public. There's obviously a line, but I think if it's something as simple as just like,
It
you know,
involved being naked, maybe not.
maybe not. But if you're thinking just a normal, whatever, like do it. Just do it because it's really worth it.
Heck yeah.
Like post and it even could be the cringe you're thinking of is like writing an overlay that seems stupid. Like just do it because
You know what the
after a
cringe
while
was
you
for
get
me?
better.
The cringe for me was talking on an X space on Twitter. Like getting out there and actually using my voice and saying hello to the people in a different country and interacting with it. I had never done that until like November last year, just before I started this show. And that's what made me start the show.
Oh, that's crazy. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So just take that leap of faith and just get wet, man. Jump in. That's the key
Just
to it
jump in
all,
head
right?
first. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't overthink anything. Just do it and have fun with it at the same time. Like, that's if you really do another thing to add is like, yeah, don't do this because you want to get famous. Really just do it because you truly love it. And you would be doing this either way. And it's said a lot,
Right.
but I think people always need to hear it because it really does separate those from that love it and those that are just clout chasing, as we talked about. So it's like you want to
100%.
truly love what you do and it will show in the work. And even if you're not metrics wise successful on that baseline, as we know, there's no what is making it these days. Like it's really
Right.
just like
We
being
got the
able to
big boys
play.
coming back to see us now, bro.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
So
It's just how it is.
that's how
Thank
it
you
is.
for everything, bro. That's been an amazing interview.
Yeah. So great to talk
Tons
to you,
of
Chris.
yeah, man. Tons of amazing interviews shared today. Information on your history, people that you've worked with. Like that's amazing, bro. And much more coming, right?
A lot more
There's
coming. Yeah, I've
definitely
got
more in the works.
few albums worth and the covers I'm going to be releasing this year. And so maybe a couple EPs and singles after that original stuff, but definitely have so much coming this year and next and the next after that. So yeah.
Nice. Well, we're here for it, bro. Thanks for coming on. Honestly.
Of course. No,
And
thank you
to
for having
everybody
me.
else, thanks for coming and watching today. And everybody enjoy your Sunday afternoon. Cheers.
Cheers.